It's an exciting time for Pokemon fans as the newest trailer for Scarlet and Violet has finally been released. The trailer itself wasn't too long, but there's plenty to go over, and I'm more than certain that it'll spark quite a bit of discussion, so let's get right into it. The trailer starts with multiple shots of the player character. It really gives us a chance to see what the default character design will look like, which is cool as they usually become the face or the representation of their generation. Probably the first thing that really caught my eye, besides the outdoor Pokemon Center gas station, with the two emblems. Now, due to the way that the player character and some NPCs are dressed, I think a lot of people are speculating that these seals represent schools. More specifically, one school that focuses on the past, things like culture and the origin of the region, while the other one would be more futuristic focused and technology based. Eyes locked into the future and new technologies, which I suppose is a good transition into the next reveal. The professors, Professor Sada and Professor Turo. There are two of them, and the one you get is actually dependent on which version you play. Sada is for Scarlet and Turo is for Violet. Their names are actually not trees, but instead derived from Spanish names that go along with the theme. Sada is likely from pasada, meaning past, and Turo is likely from futuro, meaning future. And already you can start to see the established themes with the colors and the past and future stuff. And since each professor is going to be version exclusive, that leads me to believe that the schools, or whatever the emblems represent, are going to be as well. Something I hope they actually make use of in order to differentiate the games. Then we get to see the starters, and we really get to see what they look like in-game. It gives us an idea about what the game is going to look like once we start playing. And before we even get a chance to learn her name, we meet what I think is our new rival, Nemona, who challenges us to a battle and sends out our first newly revealed Pokemon, Pawmi, an electric-type Pokemon that's going to serve as the Pikachu clone for this generation. I mean, its category is the mouse Pokemon, like Pikachu. Regardless, I still think he's pretty cute, and it almost looks like it could be an electric fire type, which I believe would be the only one besides Rotom Heat. Like Pikachu, Pawmi also stores electricity in its cheeks, but it can actually pass the electricity to discharging organs on its paws. In addition to this, it seems that it can store up energy in its fur, not only protecting it from the cold, but also giving it extra energy reserves when preparing to discharge an attack. As for the inspiration, well, I think it's too early to say for all of these Pokemon, but you know I couldn't stop myself from looking into it. My best immediate guess is that Pawmi is based on the yellow-necked mouse, found in northern Spain. They're actually often confused with the wood mouse, one difference being the slightly larger ears, just like Pawmi. While the yellow-necked mouse isn't exactly paralyzing anybody, during the winter times they might huddle together to preserve heat, almost like Pawmi's static electric fur. Additionally, its general habitat preference includes the verges of woodland areas within mountainous regions, which does line up so far with the main area we've seen in the game, as well as where they can be found in the north of Spain. Then for probably the biggest announcement of the trailer, official multiplayer with up to 4 people. And I'm not just talking about battling and trading, but I mean actually going out on your adventure with your friends. I'm very excited to see where this goes. However, I'm not entirely sure how it will work. Will there be co-op double battles? Can your friends go with you everywhere? Unfortunately, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But from what we've seen so far, it does seem pretty robust, possibly even including following Pokemon. But to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes with some kind of catch. Then they confirm some older Pokemon will be returning, right before revealing the second newest Pokemon, Smoliv. As you can tell from the name, it's a small olive. And while some people were speculating that it's a regional variant of Badoo, I think they would have made a bigger deal out of it and advertised the fact that it was a regional variant. Smoliv the olive Pokemon is a grass normal type, which makes sense, as olives are pretty normal in Spain. In fact, Spain is the world's leading producer of olives, Manzanillo olives being the most well known, which almost resembles Smoliv here. But you probably don't want to eat Smoliv the olive, as the oil that comes out of its head is quite bitter. And it seems that the oil made inside of the olive is made through nutrients gathered through photosynthesis. Here we also get to see a little bit of gameplay, which at least seems to be most like Legends Arceus. But before we really get a chance to see, we get Lechonk, which might just be my newest favorite Pokemon name. The hog Pokemon, Lechonk is a normal type, though I suspect that it will gain the ground typing later in its evolution. Interestingly, it uses its sense of smell to seek out fragrant grasses and berries, and as a result of that diet, they smell like herbs. Also, the Pokemon is known to charge in a panic if provoked, similar to how real pigs might. Speaking of, Lechonk is likely based on the black Iberian pig, and besides just being that color and that animal from that area, Lechonk appears fat at first glance, despite most of its body being made up of muscle, kind of like some domesticated pigs are. The rest of the trailer is pretty basic, showcasing some gameplay as well as returning Pokemon and features such as trading. Now, on the website, it says that we're going to be free to explore at our own leisure, and not in any order dictated by the story. Not only does this lend itself to open world, but it's a kind of freedom with the Pokemon series that we haven't really experienced yet. Even Legends Arceus, which was of course open world, did prevent us from going anywhere at any time, and only unlock certain areas along with the story. And again, the environment, the visuals, the gameplay, the Pokemon, and the overworld all appeared to be much more like Legends Arceus, which is of course what I think everyone was predicting. We could even see the return of some mechanics like wild Pokemon attacking you, as I think that's what the shots with Gengar and Talonflame here are possibly referring to, but that's just a guess. Then we get to see at least one of the gyms, or at least the possible replacement for gyms. While they didn't say they were replacing them, based on the footage, it almost looks like they might be going for something similar to the trials instead. The main reason I say that is because if the gameplay is similar to Legends Arceus and truly open world, then I'm not sure how the gyms are going to work. Usually the gyms serve as the story checkpoints. And sure, they could just drop a building in the middle of the zone, I suppose. So again, we're just gonna have to wait and see. And alright, here's what you've really been waiting for, the legendaries. And here you can really see what I mean with the themes of past and future. Scarlet is of course going to have a focus on the past, and personally I hope it gets into the origin and culture of the region, how it came to be the way it is. While Violet will be more technology based and focusing on the future, which I hope is a showcase for the future of the Pokemon world and what we might have to look forward to. The Scarlet legend, Koraidon, seems to embrace traditional depictions of mythic serpents, not to mention that the Japanese Korai means ancient past, while the Violet legend, Miraidon, clearly has futuristic vibes, and of course, Mirai being the Japanese word for future. Miraidon actually has visible pixels in its eyes, electricity coursing through its whole body, and an actual live jet engine instead of legs. Much like the website says, their details are shrouded in mystery, and while there are some possible connections to Iberian folklore, I feel we don't know enough yet to say for sure. Although I'm definitely keeping my eye out, as at least for me, these are some of the most creative legendaries that we've had so far. I definitely want to give them their own Pokeology video, as I think there's a lot to talk about. And of course, the release date of November as usual. What else can I say other than I'm really excited? I'm really looking forward to see what they do with these titles, as there's already a number of features I'm pretty excited for, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. I hope you guys are excited as I am and hyped for the next couple months. Let me know in the comments below how you liked the trailer and what you're most excited for. Thank you all again for watching, like if you did, sub for more, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.